Good morning, Colorado. Good morning, world. This is Brian Loma hanging out with you this morning. I want to cover some important updates. And so I know that this is going to be another big day in Colorado. One of the reasons that we are going to have a big day in Colorado is this screen right here. Good morning, guys. Good morning, Cam. The rest of you who are here, this is today's biggest issue, and I hope that this is working out well. Eric Brandt has a series of court dates coming up. That includes this morning at 9:30 a.m. So that is this highlighted, or this case right here, 18 GS. It's called a trespassing case. And the reason that this is important is that the date it was filed was 11/19. It alleges that the violation date was 11/4. Now, I want to tell you a little bit about why Eric's consideration in this issue is so important. So let's get some important words from Eric first.
Whitney have been feeding the homeless on the 16th Street Mall since 2012 when they instituted the Denver Urban Camping Ban. They're feeding the homeless. We call it a community meal. But obviously a good majority of the participants are people that are in need, people whose life has given them hardship. There's people here who routinely bring down food, great hot meals, hot chocolate when it's cold out. There's clothing. There's access to other resources, blankets, survival gear, anything that can be brought down there. This is on the 16th Street Mall every week. Every Sunday morning at 10 o'clock is when we do this, and it's in front of the Corner Bakery on the 16th Street Mall. That's at the Denver Pavilions. You may ask yourself, why are we doing this in front of the Corner Bakery on the 16th Street Mall at the Denver Pavilions? And the reason why is because the Corner Bakery is part of the group, the Downtown Denver Business Partnership, headed by none other than the most hideous monster to have ever lived on planet Earth. No, not Medusa. No, not the Hydra. Even worse, Tammy Dorr. And the Denver Downtown Business Partnership have made it illegal to survive in Denver. It is illegal to cover your face with a blanket in the snow. You can get a year in jail for that. It's illegal to sit down on the ground. You can go to jail for a year for that. The fine is up to $999. These laws that make it illegal to survive are absolutely tyrannical, and they're inhumane, and we object. And this is why every single weekend since 2012, we have been putting this on. And what happened today is that they decided that they had enough of that, and they arrested these three people for obstruction and trespassing, even though they're on a public right-of-way.
Okay, so I'm going to pause that video there, folks. The important thing that I want to talk about there is that good morning, everybody, that the action is a First Amendment free speech protected action. It's a protest. It's also protected as a religious freedom to feed people. And we're on a public right-of-way in the 16th Street Mall. This incident that we're going to court this morning is a continuation of a trespassing at that location, or alleged trespassing. And the only thing that I can tell you is that the Eric Brandt Corner Bakery saga includes the assault by cockroach video.
My team and I always had
trouble managing our tasks until one of the video. Ha ha ha. Okay. So you see this here, folks? There was a cockroach found, and I'm gonna upload the screen, make the screen bigger here. So on this date, October 1st, we had a we had a cockroach at the Corner Bakery. And so after this date, the video is going to be very suggestive here that Eric had this conversation, and he's spinning the door around. So there's a cockroach in this video. After this, Eric comes back, and on multiple dates, he talks about this cockroach. Do you see the cockroach in that? So we're going to pause that video. That cockroach became the topic of a flag that Eric is well known for. And after he made the flag, he continued his actions, as we all do on Sundays. And due to that, we are going back to court today for trespassing. Now, I bring all of this up because yesterday we were in court. And yesterday you may have seen on Eric Brandt's live stream the immediate First Amendment free speech action that occurred due to the people's inability to visualize a courtroom that had integrity in it. So we have in front of you here the website for the Colorado Commission on Judicial Discipline. The phone number in Denver, Colorado is 303-457-5131. Another useful number that this page has listed is the Office on Judicial Performance Evaluation at 303-928-7777. Judge Frederick Barker Rogers is the judge that oversaw yesterday's hearing where an in-custody detainee who had previously requested assistance of counsel was seen before the courts without the assistance of counsel, where the judge not only attempted to get the witness list and the methods of trial to process through, but that judge also required custody defendant with objection from the prosecution to be required to fill out paperwork to apply for a public defender and then to have that application considered. So this important information has been combined with this important information. This is the Colorado Supreme Court phone number at 303-457-5800. And that ends up being the Office of Attorney Regulations. The Judicial Review Board, which we gave you earlier, is 303-457-5131. There's their website there, coloradojudicialdiscipline.com. The Colorado Denver Bar at 303-860-1115. Judge Martinez, who sits over the Denver County Courts, 720-865-8302. The Judicial Performance Evaluation, 303-928-7772. And as we reported earlier, consistently, the Denver County Jail phone numbers for welfare checks. And if you don't have an inmate that you want to check up on, please check up on Amanda Chilton. Once we are clear that she's in good custody, I want to show you something here, folks. If you go to the Denver inmate search, you can, we're going to go back to the search. And that's the county court search. We want to go to the inmate search. Denver inmates. Denver inmate search. And with this, all you need to do is type in a name. So you can see if there was a Jones. And it's going to list all the Joneses. This is some really interesting information that you might be able to use if you're in Denver Metro, but also because if you're in your local community. So we can see Anthony Bernard Jones is held at the Denver Detention Center in downtown Denver. And if we wanted to, we could open his case up. We could see that he was held on a warrant arrest for failure to appear, and he's a fugitive hold for the Aurora Municipal Courts. Now, immediately you might say, okay, that's probably not something I want to get involved with. Or maybe it is. Oops, dang it, I hate when that happens. So we're going to go back to the Joneses, and the idea here is, I'm not going to take a lot of time on this, folks, but the idea is that if you want to be involved in general, and you are sitting in the courtroom, and you see somebody who's being detained, you can just look up their name, right? We can figure out why this isn't refreshing, and it could be just slow internets and the fact that I'm on too. But the inmate search website is supposed to give you a search function. Anyway, booking inmate search. So the point I was trying to make is that you can actually like follow along with the inmates. Detention deputy terminated. Good. That's the kind of thing that I want to talk about, okay, as well today. So some of you may have shared the word about Roxy and Rebecca Sinclair that I did soap. So we're going to do this as well. Soap, Eric Brandt, Corner Bakery, no. All right, here's the deal, folks. We're gonna stay on topic. Eric Brandt is going to court this morning. We're going to court this morning to be with Eric Brandt, okay? There's going to be a whole bunch of people. Andy's not going to go today, Liberty Freak, because he's a little busy. Not feeling good is what he said. But in Denver, we have a series of actions happening. And one of them that I want to talk with people about is this Return of Resurrection Village on Sunday night. So if you're in the Colorado area and you want to come camping on a cold winter night in Denver, the Return of Resurrection Village to honor MLK is happening on Sunday night in downtown Denver, Colorado at 2700 Arapahoe. It's old Denver Housing Authority land that they've sold off for middle income, a bit of gentrification into the community, if you will, housing ranges. So that is a thing that's happening. And camping in Colorado, in Denver especially, has been banned by law, as we saw earlier with Eric's video talking about why we feed on Sundays. So, yeah, I can do that. I can talk about the Adams County rape Eric Brandt case. Because that's why Eric's in jail and in custody, right? Is because he chalked the sidewalk. So, look at that. Legal Eyes Freedom shared Eric Brandt's video. There's a lot of things going on, but we want to there's Eric. Let's see if we can find it. Man on probation, gang rape, tampering with free speech, Adams County lawyers. Let's just skip the Eric. Police. Here we go. 87. Oh my God. I think this is it. Let's see what we have.
Now, to a story Local 12 News was first to bring to you. The Adams County Chief Sheriff's Deputy is under arrest. Jeffrey McCarty is charged with raping an underage girl. The 46-year-old was arrested in West Union and booked into the Adams County Jail earlier this evening. The sheriff says McCarty also submitted
Yeah.
his resignation today. Local 12's Rich Jaffe confirms the arrest was the result of an investigation that began a few weeks ago. The sheriff says he's requested the county prosecutor's office to conduct an independent investigation when he learned of the allegations, and McCarty was placed on administrative leave pending the outcome.
Okay. So, I believe that's the right one, McCarty. I was trying to get the Westward article. Because on Westward, it talks about how Eric Brandt was the victim of the chalking case. No, that's a different one. Let's see what we got going on here. Click read. Anyway, guys, I'm not going to pull that up right now. We've got to get to court here in a little bit. What I did want to focus on, though, was this weekend's actions, okay? Because Amanda Chilton still doesn't have a wellness checkup, right? That's what I was trying to say. Also, the Adams County jail phone number is listed there. And you may have heard that recently a supervisor in the kitchen was seen scratching his butt. And then everybody's getting sick and he's not wearing a face mask and he's coughing. And the workers were complaining about the lack of soap access. So that phone number for the Adams County Jail is 303-654-1850. We're back to the inmate search here. So let's try another name just for the heck of it. And I'm going to use Jones. And we're going to see if we have, these are a lot of people here. Downtown Detention Facility. We're looking for 2019. Man, I'm just getting the wrong, or like a whole bunch of interesting cases. But here we go. You can see when people are allowed. This guy's got no bond allowed. He's got a $10,000 one. So he's got 3 cases going on. I wish that I could do this quickly and show you. Darn Google. The point is that I was trying to be able to search and see if we could find some simple cases. Something that was fairly recent and was not a failure to appear, but was a, just something inconsequential, like sleeping out in the street or taking a pee, and because there was no toilet to use. Now there might be a small $20 or $30 bond, because it's a $100 bond, but you could pay 10% and go pay $20 to get somebody out of jail. That was the kind of thing that I was trying to go. Here, let's see what this young lady's in here for. Failure to appear on a warrant. So today at 1:30, this young lady, Resita Sacco Jones, is going to be on a failure to appear. And we have a case number here. Now, if you want to take a little bit more time, we could probably delve into this. Courtroom observation is the point of what I'm getting at. We're going to go down and we're going to try to be there a little early so that we can get, see if there's anybody who can't get into the courtroom, into the courthouse. So that's one reason that a person might go and court observe. Right? Yesterday on Pikes Peak's channel, you saw us doing jury nullification flyers. And we're going to save the batches that we have left until we know when we need them in the next week for another trial. But also because Tuesdays and Thursdays when they start collecting juries are better days. I think generally they hand those out to begin with. Mondays also. But remember, we have MLK this weekend. So today, upcoming, you might find any of us who are coming into town for Eric's court appearance doing random chalkings in downtown Denver. We have the 4 Directions People's Indigenous March that is supposed to be arriving at the Colorado State Capitol somewhere around 12:30, 1 o'clock. And we will probably be attending that action. I have some work to get done today as well. But depending on what happens in the case today and the responses of the judges, we'll do an update afterwards. But I definitely think that we have to stay on top of Rogers, folks. As you guys saw, just that quick YouTube search moments ago allowed us to see that other people are sharing yesterday's videos. Let's keep that up. Let's keep the pressure on. Let's keep educating people about the Judicial Review Board. Right there, the Colorado Judicial Discipline, Judicial Performance, the Denver County Jail wellness check numbers, as well as the Adams County Jail, the Denver Bar Association, all communities that we would love for you to stay on top of and communicate with, and that we would hope everybody has a chance to, just have some participation in. There's one more thing I wanted to take a moment to teach you, and I pulled up on my screen. We have a series of articles here on homelessness in Denver. According to this one article here, published December 31st, the official number, and it was updated at 5:06. So anybody that died on the 31st, after 5 o'clock definitely is not counted in that registry of 233 homeless. But we know that when we were at that action, we counted the names called out afterwards as well. And for this case, exactly what I was hoping for. So for this case, we counted up 244. Now, some of you might try to go to newspapers from time to time. No, there's no audio on this, just not my audio. But if you are trying to get an article on a newspaper, and this is why I popped this up. This is a Denver Post article, and we're not able to see it because the Denver Post has this block on it that says that you've read more than 5 articles, and if you want to read any more, you need to pay for it. Well, if you're an activist like me, you want to make sure that articles are retained as part of history. And in order to do that, we can do these live streams that perpetuate them. But if you want to tell somebody about a news article, you want to be able to give them the article that they can read. And if they're reading the same things you are, you want to have a way of getting around paying. And you want to absolutely, Liberty Cause there, get around that paying thing. But we also want to preserve it. And the Liberty Cause, one of the reasons that we want to preserve it is that news agencies delete their information. Just like the EPA had a whole bunch of information deleted from the Obama presidency to the Trump presidency off their website. So this is the archive.org, archive.org. And the archive is the world's largest database as a nonprofit library of millions of books, free software, videos, websites, whatever. And you have the ability to preserve your website. And so, yeah, I don't need to, I want to show this. This is really important because this is called the Wayback Machine. And so what we do with the Wayback Machine is that we're actually going to save this article. And, this one here is, it's not in there, or it is in there. So we're going to search. And it says it was saved one time, and that was January 1st. And there's a snapshot of it. So we're going to go to that. And bada bing, there's the article. And there's no blockage on it because what's happened is that the Wayback Machine has saved that, okay? So we can actually read the original article. What if my article's not there? Well, that's a really good question, and I'm so glad you asked it. So if we go to a different article that we might want to try to pop up, and this one was on the 14th. So this stabilization in Sun Valley is probably not there. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the Wayback Machine and we're going to post it. And it's going to hit the go button there. And we're going to close the old article. It has not archived the URL. Do you see that? So now what we get to do is scroll down, and it says save this URL in the tiny Wayback Machine. What that will do is now provide the Internet Archive, a global database. It's saving the page in the article now. Now it has saved it for foreverness, perpetuity, and yeah, I'm not even going to try to make an ass out of myself this morning. But as it is doing that, saving it as it appears live today, when that's done, we're going to have a link to, that's my ride, okay? We're going to have a link to that article that does not have any blocking for the IP addresses and how many times you viewed it. And you can share that article without having to worry about other people not being able to see it. And for me, that's key because I want to be able to go to Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or whatever page that I want to share it on. And I want to be able to share it in a way that all people who go to that article are not blocked from seeing the article. I hope that makes sense to you, because if I'm reading today's Denver Post and I have a paid subscription to my local community website, everybody else that I share to socially doesn't have that access, right? And so by making sure that we have an actual ability to share an article in such a way that everybody's going to see the information and it's not going to be hidden because the Denver Post decided to hide that. So the Green Latinos are live. Folks, if you're going out to those indigenous community protests today, that's happening. Now I'm going to get off this tab. But the point is here that you'll be able to share this and to your social media communications, your Facebook, your Instagram, your Twitters. And I'm doing this because I want all of you guys to know about the fact that I don't know how to do all things. And I want somebody to show me how to make video edits. So if you followed me this long, I really appreciate it. But I know that there are some people coming out today. Liberty Freak is under the weather. Our voices are strained. I believe that Pikes Peak Auditors is going to come out with me. I know that's a fact. CDW and ZFG may show. And if it's a quieter day today, because we don't need to yell and use our voices, but we get to let other people use their voices, then that's a good thing. Because community is about knowing when to step up and when to step back. And I will be using a selfie stick today because I want to keep distances between people. I do not have a video editor and an editor trainer. Liberty Cause, I absolutely will accept that assistance. Because I am not only, we're going to do this too, www.cuttheplastic. I'm not really just a First Amendment and a FTP. I am an environmentalist. And so I've been to Fiji and other places of the world cleaning garbage, and I'm not doing very good at keeping up with my website. But this is a really cute picture of a young lady in Fiji saying, "Look, Mr. Brian, I picked up some garbage." And Liberty Cause is your friend. Fantastic. So I want to stay on my environmental stuff as well, but we want to make better videos so that when we do our live streams, we can cut them down. It's something James Freeman told me that was important, and especially if we're going to get to this point of monetization, people aren't going to watch 4-hour long banters. Eric Brandt has showed us that. And I'm at half an hour, and that's more than I wanted to be. So, folks, this is Brian Loma. My website is cuttheplastic.wordpress.com. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at cuttheplastic. And I will be walking out the door with Pikes Peak today, Pikes Peak auditors, as we go explore Denver and the issues that are most important to us. Follow us as we might go try to request get records requests or video requests and courtroom everything. So stick with us and see as it goes. Follow the adventure and help us to learn to work together to hold this system accountable in the ways that it tells us we're supposed to use so that we can prove whether they work or not. Because when you go and watch the Larry Goodman art video that was edited, we've got to make sure that you all know that the Larry Goodman video is up and somebody else edited that, and he's probably going to be found guilty and jailed for the rest of his life for helping hold government accountable. And you can learn more about that in some of the other videos, guys. It's half an hour and I'm out. Fantastic. Pikes Peak is actually in the other room. So we'll talk to you guys later. Fafatai Telelava is thank you very much in Samoan. And we'll talk to you later, folks. Don't forget to hit that like and share. Don't forget to hit that like